Heated flooring is often called radiant heat, and it can be used as the primary heat source for an entire room or as supplemental heat to make a cold floor a little more comfortable. One type of heated flooring is hydronic radiant heat, which just means that the floor is heated with hot water. The water is circulated through plastic tubing that is installed in the subfloor, which can be wood or concrete. Installing hydronic floor heat can be complicated because it requires a boiler and circulator pumps. And because the tubing is thick, it may raise the height of the finished floor about 3/4 of an inch or more. Electric floor heat is often easier to install. Instead of tubing filled with hot water, it uses thin wires to heat the floor. The wires are often installed in mats made out of fabric or mesh like this. The mats come in many different sizes to fit different rooms and configurations, and you can also have a mat custom made to the exact dimensions you need. Usually, the first step of any installation is to inspect and test the mats themselves. Use a multimeter like this to measure the resistance, test for continuity, and check for any ground faults or short circuits. You should always follow the manufacturer's installation instructions and all local building codes. On this porch, we began with a cement board subfloor and made sure that there were no screws, nails, or debris that could damage the heating elements. We then laid a bed of thin-set mortar with a 1/4 inch notched trowel. We unrolled the heating mat and pressed it into the thin-set using a rubber float. All of the wiring for an electric floor heating system should be done by a licensed electrician. Keep in mind that these systems use line voltage to heat the floor, and they may require a dedicated circuit to be run from the electrical panel. The electrician will follow all necessary building and electrical codes and ensure that the system has adequate ground fault and arc fault protection. The heating mats are controlled by a thermostat that senses either the air temperature in the room or the temperature of the floor itself. Once the thermostat wiring is complete, make sure to test all of the connections again before completing the installation. The next step is to lay a skim coat of thinset over the top of the heating mats. This time, use a flat trowel for a smooth finish. Another type of electric floor heat is a loose cable system. Instead of mats with pre-installed wires, this system starts with a special membrane that is installed on the subfloor. The electrical heating element can then be installed into the membrane. The wire can be run around obstructions like plumbing fixtures, wherever it's needed. Once the heating elements are properly installed and wired, you can install the finished floor. InFloor radiant heat often works best with tile floors, but you can also use engineered flooring, hardwood, or vinyl flooring, as long as you follow the manufacturer's instructions. No matter what type of floor heating you choose, the installation can be complicated, so you should probably work with a professional installer or a licensed electrician or plumber. Radiant floor heat is invisible and quiet, but the best thing about it is the consistent heat and comfort it provides all year long.